Friendship is one of the greatest gifts I think we've ever been given. It's funny though, when I think of friendship, I feel like it's one of those words that it's hard to pinpoint just one definition for the word. It's one of those words that gets used so much in our culture today that it's hard to tell, what does this actually even mean? Right? It becomes something as superficial or surface level as calling someone friend that we just met 5 seconds ago. Or on social media, I feel like we're always adding people as our friends. But I think friendship at its core is so much deeper than that. That it means so much more than just a simple phrase to describe the people we know in our lives. I was looking up different definitions of friendship. I wanted to see what people said about the word friendship. And I was reading on Urban Dictionary, and it was talking about what our culture, what our society today defines friendship as. It said that friendship has become underrated in our society. And went on to say that friendship is a form of love. And without that form of love, societies will become alienated and dull. I think it's fascinating that even this definition begins to pinpoint a deeper meaning of friendship. Begins to talk about how friendship is meant for so much more than just a basic everyday interaction. Friendship, when I think of it, often conjures up this image of a redwood tree. Redwood trees are these enormous, huge, majestic trees. They can grow up to be over 380 feet tall. That's like way bigger than a football field. But when you think of a redwood tree, you never just think of one tree. No, redwood trees are always in a forest. They're always surrounded by other redwood trees. That's funny, redwood trees as a whole have a very shallow root system. That for the size and for the height that they get to, the roots don't actually go that deep. Whereas most trees have a really deep root system that goes deep and far into the ground to help support them when the winds come and the rains come. Redwood trees don't have that. Now the reason redwood trees can stand so tall is not because their roots go deep, it's because they're surrounded by other trees. That redwood trees' roots actually interlock and intertwine with one another. The trees are so connected, and that's how they stay up. And when the storms come, when the rain comes, when the winds blow these trees, the reason they don't fall is because they're connected to other trees. I think it's just the perfect example of what true friendship really is. This idea that together we're connected, that we're intertwined in the same way that these redwood trees are. That we need each other to help support each other, to encourage, to challenge, to move each other on to become better than we can become. That on our own we can only grow to be so tall. But that we need other people in our lives to help us reach our full potential. Friendship is this thing that I think Jesus was constantly talking about. Looking at Jesus' life, he was always surrounding himself with people. He had his 12 disciples, his 12 closest followers, his best friends, who he was always pouring into and challenging and encouraging. People who he knew would have his back, that he would have their back. I think that one of the greatest parts of friendship is love. People would often ask Jesus, what does it mean to follow you? What does it mean to be your disciple? And Jesus would say to love one another, to love the Lord your God with all your heart. That love was this central idea that Jesus talks about and practiced all the time. In the book of John, one of Jesus' disciples is recording something that Jesus said to them. And this is Jesus' instruction to them. In John 15 it says this. It says, "My command is this, to love each other as I have loved you. Greater love has no one than this, than to lay down one's life for their friends." Jesus goes on to say to them, he says, "You are my friends if you do what I command." See, Jesus is encouraging, he's telling his disciples, he's telling his best friends, guys, this is how you know me, is to love me, to love one another. That true love is laying down your life for a friend. True love is being like that redwood tree's root system that's interlocked, that's intertwined. that supports each other, that helps each other, that sustains each other, that challenges each other to grow and to become bigger than we could ever be on our own. Are there people in your life, in my life, in our lives, and when things get tough, when the storms come, when the rain hits, and we don't know where to go next, that we can have help support us, that can lift us up, that can hold us up? And will we be that for someone else? Will we truly live out what friendship was meant to be? That at the core of who we are, God created us for relationship, for friendship, for community, to interlock, to intertwine, to support and encourage one another.